My name is Matt Lee, and I am a team leader, managing broker, operating principal, and real estate broker with Keller Williams Realty. And what I'd love to do is share with you the opportunities of our company and how you can build a pretty fantastic career within the real estate industry that includes more than the traditional route of just working with buyers and sellers. So follow along to this diagram and you'll be able to see a career that you could build for yourself. So here we go. So let's imagine for a second that this box represents you. And the traditional route that most people take is to become a real estate agent. So we would call this your career path. And what we know is when you live on this career path, then this becomes your revenue stream. And what we mean by that is, as we all know, it's a 100% commission industry. So when you sell a house, you get paid a portion of the commission. When you sell a house, you get paid a portion of the commission. The problem is the day you stop selling houses is the day you stop making money. And so this becomes sort of a hamster wheel that people cannot get off of in this industry because they start getting into production, they start making consistent money, and then there's no exit strategy here. So Gary Keller saw that as a problem, and so he went out and did a lot of research and ended up turning into a book called The Millionaire Real Estate Agent. And one of the premises of that book is talking about the idea of leverage. Well, what does leverage look like in the real estate industry? Well, that is building and developing a real estate team. Now, a real estate team does not necessarily mean you plus a team of 10, 15, 20 agents doing 100 million a year in volume, although it can. What it really means is how can you, as an individual agent, which research tells us, individual agents can do about 30 to 40 deals on their own before the value proposition they're providing to their clients ends up going down because they're spread too thin, or they just get over the whole thing because they're working too much. And so if you want to grow a business above and beyond this, following our model, you would need some help with that. And so you would go out and hire an executive assistant, a transaction coordinator, a buyer's agent, eventually a listing agent. You could hire inside sales specialists. You could hire virtual assistants, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Whatever you needed to do to accomplish your value proposition. And at that point, now you can start selling hundreds of houses a year because you have scalability via the leverage that you've put in your business. And at this point, now you start looking for talented people and doing less and less of the agent activities. And what research has also been showing because of the agents that we have doing this at a high level within our company across the world is that at some point you sort of reach a critical mass of this in your market, a saturation point. And nobody seems to, for the most part, dominate an individual real estate market. It just doesn't happen. The top agent in Denver, for example, might sell 500 houses this year and 50,000 plus houses are going to sell. So that's a lot of houses for one team, but it's not dominating the actual overall market. So if you wanted to build a $100 million real estate business or sell 2,000 houses, you most likely statistically will not do it in your local real estate market. And so the next evolution of this is what we call our expansion model. And what this really is this allows for exponential growth. And so if you wanted to build one $100 million team, you may or may not be able to do that in your market. Most likely not. So, but you could go and create five $20 million teams in 5 different markets. And you could expand regionally. So you could go from Denver, in this case, to Colorado Springs, to Fort Collins. You might have a really good agent or a sister in the business in Phoenix, so you expand there, wherever you find talented people. And so now you can create a business of an exponential growth across the country running locally via the talented people you have as what we would call your hub. And so the first evolution of the real estate side of things is sort of this. And so you become then sort of the CEO of your real estate empire, and you spend your days finding talented people within your organization, coaching and training them, and less time doing this. And so now you also own an asset. You're building a business upon which you could potentially sell someday. So that's sort of the real estate sales side of kind of the model of our company that you could build. We are also the #1 training organization in America. So training is something that's very important to us. And if it's something that interests you or you have a passion for it, you could become a trainer at your local market center, or you could become what's called Keller Williams Master Faculty, meaning you teach the models and systems of our company across the country, and you can get paid, several $1,000s per speaking engagement to teach the models and systems of our company to real estate agents across the country. And so if this is something you're interested in, then we can help create a path for you for that. We are also a consulting company. That's one of our pillars of our value proposition. And so coaching is extremely important to us. And we believe that goal setting and accountability is what really leads to a vibrant, sustainable business. So if you're interested in this, if you like being the type of person that watches the light bulb go off for people and provides support and accountability for that, then you could start by being what's called a productivity coach at your local market center. This person traditionally helps the new and newer agents get into production, and then helps agents move kind of up the production ladder as they build and develop their business until such point as they would graduate into MAPS coaching. This is the world's largest real estate specific coaching program, and we have MAPS coaches all across the country that help agents via webinars and phone calls to build and develop their businesses. And this, if you wanted to become a MAPS coach, there's definitely steps and metrics you have to meet to do that. And you can really make a lot of money doing this. I mean, a mastery coach, which is the highest level coaching program that we have, pays $1,000 per month to the program, upon which the MAPS coach gets a portion of that, and then Keller Williams International MAPS gets a portion of that as well. So you can really create a pretty awesome world just within coaching. We are also a franchise model company. So we are looking for people that like taking territory and being investors in market centers. Okay, so you could own a portion of as many market centers as you have money to invest and opportunities available to you. And people that invest in market centers are people that believe in the models and systems of our company and are going to be on board to helping grow that local franchise. Once you become the majority owner of a market center, you become what's called the operating principal. The operating principal's goal really is the person who sets the vision for a local franchise. Says this is what we're going to be about, but who implements that vision? That is the leadership team of any one particular franchise. Well, what does that look like? The first person would be the team leader. Think of this person as sort of the CEO of a local franchise. They are the primary relationship holder between the operating principal, and they are the ones who are going to oversee the implementation of the vision of that local market center. Then they, at a certain size of that office, will go out and hire an assistant team leader, which is kind of like the vice president, a market center administrator. Think of this person as sort of the COO, CFO of the office. They kind of handle all operations and oversee the financials. A managing broker, a productivity coach, and director of communications. A lot of market centers will have marketing coordinators or technology coordinators. Whatever value proposition that you and the operating principal, your market center and the operating principal deem necessary is kind of what the team leader oversees. They also have a group of volunteers called the Agent Leadership Council, which help be the liaison for what the agents are looking for as value for the market center. And so the OP says, this is what I want our market center, our local franchise in this particular market to look like. The team leader and their team go out, they implement the best training and coaching programs, utilizing our technology so that our agents can focus on building these businesses. Okay? You can also go more of the corporate route, and you can work for the regional level of your territory that you're in. Colorado happens to be one region, of which we have 24 market centers. So there is a regional director, and there is a regional operations manager. They collectively interact with the operating principals, who then interact with the leadership who implement the vision. And the region is sort of the operating principal's conduit between Keller Williams International, which is always one of America's top companies to work for, based out of Austin, Texas. And so it goes Keller Williams International, interacts with the regional level, who interacts with the operating principal level, who implements, organizes the vision, of which the leadership team implements for the agents. Also, within Keller Williams International, there's a ton of opportunities and a ton of what I would call, sort of sub-organizations. KW Worldwide, we are one of the world's fastest growing real estate organizations. So there's opportunities for market center ownership, leadership opportunities within, across the world as we continue to expand into new markets. KW Farm and Ranch, KW Commercial, KW Luxury, our KW Labs. We are very, very heavily invested in the technology future of the real estate industry as a whole and where that's going. And so there's all kinds of opportunities just within the technology space at our company. Keller Williams University, and then obviously MAPS is a huge organization within our company. So there are all kinds of opportunities within here. And then the last thing I really want to focus on is profit share and growth share. And profit share and growth share are the opportunities that we reward to our associates who are helping us grow our company. And so we share on average around 50% of the profits, give or take, with agents who are helping us grow the company. And so if you look at every other real estate company that's in existence today, this is really all it's ever going to be. And they basically base their value proposition off of this. How can we service and support the real estate agent? And that's really what it is. You might become the managing broker someday is kind of the evolution of what that could be. And at our company, every single one of these arrows represents opportunity, but most importantly, they represent revenue streams. And so for myself personally, every single month, I make money when I personally work with a buyer and a seller. I make money when my real estate team closes a transaction. I make money training and coaching within our organization. I make distributions as an owner in 2 different market centers. I make a salary as an operating principal of a market center. I make a salary and bonus as the team leader of a market center. Compensation is the managing broker. And every single month, and for the rest of my life, I get profit share because of the growth that I have helped bring to this company. And so when you sit here and look at this all, most people can find a path that they would want to take. And if for you it is developing a killer, massive real estate business, then go do that. If for you it's to build a real estate business that then funds opportunities for you to do other things, then go do that. And this is really just the opportunities within our organization. But I mean, if you're building a big real estate business or a market center, there are so many other opportunities, revenue streams that come from that are kind of offshoots of that. Title companies and mortgage and other businesses and rental properties and all kinds of different wealth building opportunities that you can do. But I wanted to take a second to share this with you because I think this is the biggest differentiator between our company that we don't always talk about. And so if this interests you at all, please reach out to me. My email address is my full first name, so Matthew, M-A-T-T-H-E-W, dot my last name, which is Leigh, L-E-I-G-H, @kw.com, or you can call or text me directly at 720-236-2373. But thank you for watching, and I would love to hear some feedback from you as to kind of what you thought of this. So thanks.